Anyway, now I'd like to call on Lowell to introduce our final athlete, John Melvin Angione. Oh, Alexis. Oh, sorry, Alexis. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, pal.
All good. Yeah. You're prettier than Lowell.
So I'm going to get right to it. Our last inductee, and one of my favorites for sure. John Melvin Angione was born in Waterford in 1946 to parents Giovanni and Fernand Angione. He attended school at Mount Carmel and later attended St. Francis Xavier University, where he graduated in 1969. I have a hard time calling him John. I'm going to tell you right now. He was a teacher of mine. Okay. But John began his teaching career at Mount Carmel that same year. He moved to Breton Education Center when it opened in 1970 to teach French and became the department head of the French department and finished his career as vice principal of Breton Education Center. John Melvin married Cheryl Wilcox in 1970, and they were blessed with sons Peter and Chris, who are here. They married, Chris is married to Kelly, and they have Elise and Blake, and Peter is married to Mary Jane with Hannah and Ava. John's athletic ability and competitiveness has been passed on to both sons and his grandchildren. John had a successful athletic career which centered around two sports, soccer and hockey. He started playing hockey at the age of 9 and began organized hockey at the age of 13 in the Waterford Common School League for Mount Carmel School. John's soccer career started at the age of 14 at Mount Carmel. He played soccer throughout his high school years, where he was a valued member of the team that won the first Division I soccer title to ever come to New Waterford. John played in the inside right and outside right position and became a fierce competitor. He played in senior soccer Cape Breton League, where he scored the most goals in one game, an amazing 7 goals. When John first started playing hockey, there were no official leagues, but he went on to play for common school, then high school, and later in university. John became a valued member of both the soccer and hockey teams at St. Francis Xavier University. As a hockey defenseman for St. FX, he had a very promising career, but was sidelined with a knee injury. John started coaching high school soccer at Mount Carmel and continued as a coach for the BEC Bears Division I teams for many years. He was the coach of the Beck Bears when they won their first Nova Scotia Division I soccer championship in 1971-72. John also coached most levels of minor hockey, including the high school level at Breton Education Center. John also coached the successful New Waterford Jets Junior A hockey team for many years and was the coach to the New Waterford Cavaliers hockey club at the senior level. John served as district coordinator of the Nova Scotia School Athletic Federation for several years. He was also on the board of governors of the Nova Scotia School Athletic Federation. John's volunteer efforts were not only confined to sports. He organized many travel groups at Breton Education Center in New Waterford. I and my friend Shara here, we were lucky enough to be on one of the trips as a member of the French travel group in 1998, where experiences and awesome memories were made. Thank you, Mr. Angione. While at Beck, he served as student council advisor. He had been active in the community of New Waterford as a Rotary member, Mount Carmel Parish Council member, and also sat on the Mount Carmel Auditorium Committee. John's athletic ability and his passion for building the sports of hockey and soccer in the soccer area are a testament to his dedication to the athletes and students of Breton Education in New Waterford. He has enhanced and cultivated the sports of hockey and soccer, and under his leadership and guidance as a coach, he has produced many top-level players in both sports. It is my pleasure, and with great honor this evening, that we induct John Melvin Angione, a stellar athlete, member of the community, teacher on and off the field and ice, and dedicated builder of sports, into the New Waterford and District Sports Heritage Hall of Fame. I'll ask Mr. John Melvin Angione to come forward to accept this award.
Great job, Alexis. Congratulations to John. John, you want to say a few words?
I promise I won't be more than an hour. Having said that, Alexis, having you introduce me is very, very special. I had the pleasure and the privilege of playing with her dad, Gary, on the first Division I soccer championship to ever come to this town. So, Alexis, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. At my table is seated my wife, Cheryl, my two sons, Peter and Chris, my daughter-in-law, Kelly, my precious granddaughter, Elise, my three daughter, I want to say something, but I got to hold back. They are my in-laws now, Judy, Karen, and Janet, brother-in-law, Richie, good friend of mine and co-coach, Terry McSweet. I was told before I come up here to not procrastinate and not talk too long by that committee. Realizing that I have to live with them afterwards, I will oblige them to a certain point. Also, I have to say one tiny thing about my sister-in-laws. They warned me to shut my mouth about this, so all I will say is, in their athletic career, they never won a title, and I will not say that. So having said all of that, to you, thank you all for coming, but I wish to begin by conveying my sincere gratitude and thanks to this committee who do so much to keep sports, the memories of sports, alive and well in our community. Without them, none of this would happen, so we owe them a lot. Being inducted tonight into the Hall of Fame is certainly a great honor. In my case, as an athlete builder, I'm so proud to receive this honor, but we must keep in mind for all of those who have been inducted in this category, how we got here. We have to remember those that coached us. And I want to bring to your attention 3 people who were significant in my career. One, Carl Marsh, who is and was a local elite athlete, and he coached me in soccer. And I'll tell you this about Carl. I only wish he was here to verify it. When he took over the team at Mount Carmel, you know, his first words to us when he picked the team, "I don't know anything about soccer." And he was telling the truth. But he guaranteed us that nobody in this province would outwork us. And boy, was he right. The second coach that I must pay tribute to is Dunk, the big train McIntyre, who in hockey played for Detroit alongside of Gordie Howe and Alec Del Vecchio. He was very prominent. I got injured very early in my career in hockey, and it pretty well ended it for me. But for me, in a very short period of time, I'll even tell you what he said to me, and I'm very proud of this. After playing our first game, and we beat the Glace Bay Miners, who were extremely powerful, he sat with me on the bench, and I never forgot it. And he put his arm around me, and he said, "You have an awful lot to learn, but I'm going to teach you, and just maybe you are going to go all the way." I didn't. Okay. But he meant a lot to me. The next coach that meant so much to me was Father Bobby Day, a very renowned goaltender who played on some extremely elite teams. Bobby Day was second to none when it came to getting you ready for a game. One night, he used to take us over to the Glace Bay rink 3 o'clock in the morning to practice. He got Willie McKinnon's beer truck. He herded us all in the back of the beer truck, and away we went to practice. Nobody ever complained. Nobody would dare complain. Okay. But one night, he wasn't coming. Richie and I were outside the Glebe house. So we waited and waited. Father Day is not coming. We're pounding on the door. Nobody's coming. So who had the great idea of, let's go in and find him? So in we went. We went up to the first level. First door we came to, we knocked on the door. Knocked again. Knocked the third time. Somebody came. It was the maid. I was never more embarrassed in my whole life. So with that, Father Day got up. He heard us. And all I could hear was, what the hell are you guys doing here? This was our priest, mind you. But the man was second to none. He meant so much to us, and he taught us a lot about sportsmanship, about fair play, and about the fact that if you wanted to play, you had to work. So he really did much for both Richie and I. I think Richie will agree with that. Pardon me? 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't know, Richie. Anyway, having those coaches meant so very, very much to me. And it taught me that in the people that I was going to coach, I had to instill into them what I believed in and what was taught to me. So I tried to the best of my ability, do just that. I had the opportunity to coach the first Division I title to ever come to Beck in soccer. I coached in the Waterford Jets to a season of 27-3, which was a fantastic season. We won the Junior A title, the Eastern title that is, lost to Halifax in the playoffs. I coached the Waterford Cavalier men's hockey team, which was a thrill in many different ways. The Cavalier was home to us after every game, so it was quite an experience. I coached the boys bantam hockey team to a provincial title. I had the opportunity to coach a number of teams along the way, such as the Beck High School team for a short period of time when their coach got ill. Believe it or not, Lowell, I even coached the girls' basketball team for part of a season as a fill-in. They couldn't get anybody else. So they put me there. All an experience and all a learning experience for me as well as the players. So having had that opportunity to coach for so many years meant a lot to me. But tonight being inducted is extremely satisfying to me because I'm being inducted along with my wife. Perhaps, I'm not sure, but I think we might be the first husband and wife team to be inducted together. We're married now 54 years, and it's one of the first opportunities for me to speak without being interrupted. I really don't plan on going home tonight anyway, so. Having said all of that, receiving this award from the committee, who do so very, very much, as I said to you before, we owe them gratitude. Because the memories that exist today will and would be lost if it wasn't for them. So, from me, from all of us here, to all of you, a heartfelt thank you. Having said that, I think I better wrap up because I can see from here certain people winking at me. And again, I have to go home with one of them. So, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.